Yeah.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey if you are new here, and if you are new, I would love for you to go down below and subscribe and click that little bell button so you'll never miss when I post a new video. So it is the end of August, which means if you haven't already started school, you're about to start school soon, whether it be high school or college. And I'm going into my junior year of college, and I just feel like I have learned so much already that I feel like I want to share with you guys. I know that I have a lot of followers who are still in high school or may just be going into college this year, so hopefully I can give you guys some of my realist, like, tough love advice that I can give for going into college, so that way you can feel a little bit more prepared and you guys can learn some of the things that I wish I knew when I went into college. Okay, so the first topic I want to talk about is friends, friendships, relationships, all of that stuff. When you first come to college, you're probably like, oh, I'm so tired of high school. I'm tired of all my high school friends. I'm tired of people in high school. I'm just ready to go somewhere new and meet new people and start all over, right? That's usually what the mindset is. It's great to come into college with an optimistic mind about meeting new people and being open to meeting new people, but I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart to be very careful about who you are giving your energy to, especially your freshman year. Not saying you won't meet any real genuine friends your freshman year, but just be careful. You pretty much are, and you reflect who you hang around. And plus, at the end of the day, the people you're going into college with were high school seniors just like you not too long ago. So people don't mature that quickly, you know, over the summer. Definitely be open to meeting new people and creating new relationships, but make sure that they're worth it. Look, you're already gonna be stressed out about school. If you're working, you're gonna be stressed out about work. You're just going to be all over the place. You don't need relationships that are gonna make your life even more stressful or that are going to weigh you down. Now, there's no way to tell right off the bat who's gonna be genuine, who's gonna stick around, and who's not. It's kind of like high school. You just kind of meet people, interact, and then cut people off, you know, as they come and go. But pay attention to the red flags and make sure you always stay true to yourself and your morals and what you know is right, instead of trying to change yourself to fit into a specific crowd. The cool thing about college though is that it's so big. It's not like high school where you see the same faces every single day. In college, you kind of get to see different people all the time every day. And it's a lot easier to avoid people in college than it is to avoid people in high school. So the next topic I want to talk about is pretty much the transition of going from high school to college and my experience of going out of state. Now, I personally had amazing roommates my freshman year. I never felt scared. I never felt alone. I always had them. We would always hang out, go to different things on campus together. We got along well in the room. Like, I just kind of already felt safe and at home with them. One of them, Kira, as you guys know, she was actually from Tampa, so she drove her car down here. So we even had a car to be able to go off campus and do different things. We were literally able to go all over the damn place. Like, we were just exploring. And honestly, in the beginning, I was just having so much fun exploring Miami and the new area and everything that I wasn't really homesick. I wasn't really thinking about it. Now, if you're in the middle of nowhere, you have no choice but to make friends and to make life of what you had on campus. If you sit in your dorm all day doing nothing and you don't make any friends, you're definitely going to wish that you were still home, and you're going to get homesick like that. If you are an introverted person and you just don't like really going out like that, I still suggest at least trying to go to clubs or things that have to do with what you like, so that way you can meet people that have the same interests as you, even if you don't sorry, even if you don't necessarily make friends in class. At least you have those clubs outside of class that, you know, will surround you with people that are doing the same things that you like to do. Now, granted, no matter what school you go to, there are going to be things that you like about it, and there are going to be things that you don't like about it. Make the best out of the things that you do like about it. When you go out of state and you allow yourself to make a home away from home, it doesn't really feel like you're away. And most importantly, make sure that you're keeping in contact with the friends that you still have at home, because when you go home for like Christmas and Thanksgiving break, you want to make sure that you still have people to go home to. You know, you don't want to just cut everybody off like, oh, I'm gonna start a new life, because when you go back home, you're gonna be like SOL. So the next topic that I want to talk about is money. Now, I'm honestly the worst person to even talk to about saving money and budgeting and stuff like that, but just based off of what I've gone through and what I've learned so far, I want to give you guys some advice. Just from personal mistakes, whatever money that you got from graduation, you need to savor that. Like, savor that. You may feel like you're big balling in the beginning of your freshman semester because of all that money that you just got, but you're not getting any income, at least if you're not working. What happens when you keep spending without any income? You go broke. And college broke is a whole nother level of broke. It is very hard to not spend a lot of money on food. Like, I can attest to that because I spend a ridiculous amount of money on food. But it's better to spend your money on food than it is to spend it on clothes or your hair or nails, things that you don't really need. I always suggest making a list of things that you need to buy every week. You don't have to make a serious budget for college, but I would always suggest making a list of things that you know that you need to pay for every week and making sure that you're just sticking to that and not going too overboard on the extra spending money. My freshman year, I was actually required to pay for a meal plan, and I did not eat there, but I suggest that you do eat there because you're paying for it. I'm just extra and bougie, and I didn't like the food, so I pretty much ate out all the time with my roommates, which was not smart, but I did. Now, I personally don't live the typical broke college student lifestyle. To be honest with you guys, I don't. Only time I was really broke was my first semester of my freshman year. My second semester of my freshman year, I started working at Bloomingdale's, as most of you guys know, and I was there making about $14 an hour. Plus, I was not making a lot on YouTube, but still a decent amount for being a college student. Therefore, I was pretty much set when it came to paying for stuff. The only thing I really had to pay for was my food and my gas because my parents were taking care of books and, you know, school for me. And for that, I'm very blessed. But I continued working at Bloomingdale's all the way through my freshman year to the beginning of my sophomore year. And then my sophomore year, I had like a stove top and a stove in my room. So I didn't get a meal plan that year because it was a waste of money. I just kind of cooked on my own and ate out whenever I could. Now, as a junior, I'm working at Nordstrom and I'm making a lot more than I was at Bloomingdale's. And my YouTube has been doing well lately as well, so I'm making money from there too. So like I said, I'm not the best person to talk to about money. Like, I don't really struggle in that area right now. My biggest issue with money is budgeting and saving. That's a whole different video. Needless to say, I just want you guys to understand that you have to be smart about how you're spending your money, especially if you're not working. And also, always have cash on you. I'm not the type of person to carry cash, but I feel like you should. I like having my debit and just swiping and being able to see, you know, what I'm spending. But I always suggest having some type of cash on you, especially in college when you're just kind of all over the place all the time. The next topic that I want to talk about is staying motivated. For me, I've realized that the two major keys of staying motivated in college is to declare the things that motivate you and to stay inspired. The 4 things that I've declared that keep me motivated are my parents and my family, my passions and my desired lifestyle, my relationship or Kai, and all the people who are inspired by me, like you guys. And those are the same things that inspire me as well. On top of that, I'm also constantly inspired by people who are successful at doing the things that I want to do eventually in my life. I constantly remind myself of those things whenever I'm feeling like giving up or whenever I'm feeling down, because I realize that my accomplishments are bigger than just me. Obviously, what you do should be mostly for you and for your own satisfaction. But when you give yourself a reason to keep going outside of you and what you want, it's like, damn, I can't give up. I have people rooting for me. You have to set goals for yourself and don't stop until you've reached them. Then when you reach those goals, you have to keep making more goals. That way, every time you are doing something, it is to accomplish something bigger. So as an example, it's like, why am I studying for this test? To get an A. Why do I need to get an A? To bring up my GPA. Why do I want to bring up my GPA? To be able to graduate summa cum laude or something. And whether it's raising a GPA or trying to get into an honor society or even personal things like trying to work out more or trying to procrastinate less, you have to set long-term goals that require shorter-term goals. That way, everything you're doing is for a purpose. And once you establish purpose, you can push yourself to stay motivated. The next topic that I want to talk about is what to do when your classes get hard and life gets hard and everything is just confusing and stressful. My biggest tip is to just stay relaxed. This is actually something that I talk to Kai a lot about because we both struggle with always trying to focus on the future and just being anxious and worried all the time. It can be scary to be confused because we're so young and we just don't know exactly what we want yet. And honestly, it's okay to not know, you know, exactly what you want out of life yet. This kind of ties into staying motivated because sometimes you're just like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I even here? Like, what is this leading me to? But you want to do whatever you're doing right now the best way you can and just let everything else fall right into God's timing. Listen, I'm a junior this year and I still don't know what the hell I want to do after college. I literally have 4 semesters pretty much to come up with some type of plan. I don't want to move back home, so I pretty much need to have some type of idea of what the heck I'm gonna do. And I don't have nearly as much money saved as I should. I'm not sure where I want to live. There's no specific company that I'm interning with that I could eventually, you know, have a set job for after school. I'm literally just doing a little bit of everything, hoping that I can figure out what it is I really like to do in time for me to make money doing what I like. And that can be stressful because it's like, which talent do I focus on? Which thing is what I'm really destined to do? Which thing is gonna lead me to my true success? Trust me, I don't have it all together. I don't have it nearly all together, and it's okay. You guys shouldn't feel like you need to either. College is literally all about figuring it out, and you just have to trust the process. You should also relax when it comes to tough classes too, or things that don't come easy to you. I personally find that when I stress over a test or I stress over a certain assignment or something, I end up not doing well because I like get too anxious and I just mess up. Then I'd be mad because it's like I failed and I could have just failed by not caring, you know? But when I just take my time and go over the material nice and easily and slowly, I meet up with study groups, I go to my professor and just try my hardest to do as much as I can, I end up surprising myself. Honestly, no one's gonna be there to tell you or to direct you on how to get better at something. You have to keep going, you have to keep trying and keep taking in different things and figuring out the best learning methods for yourself. And don't wait until the last minute, you guys. I know that that's something that all people tell you and all adults tell you, don't wait till the last minute, don't procrastinate. But seriously, it will really make things harder for you than it would be if you just took your time and did it earlier or in increments. Whenever there's a topic that you know you don't feel comfortable about from the jump, you need to spend more time on it and you have to spread it out. Don't crush it all into one night or into one time period, because your brain's gonna take it all in and take it out like that. And that's gonna have you even more stressed out because you're not gonna really know the material. You're gonna be over there multiple guessing on your test. So overall, when it comes to stress and being confused and just being all over the place, just relax. It's easier said than done, but relax. And speak things into existence as well. Like, tell yourself that you can do something, tell yourself that you're going to get it, tell yourself that you will like succeed, and trust me, it'll all come to you. So this last topic that I want to talk about is time management and just balance. A lot of you guys wanted to know how the hell I balance school, work, YouTube, blogging, and social life all in one. And honestly, the great thing about college is that you are in full control over your schedule. So basically what I do is I make my schedule every day. I make a schedule and stick to it. I stay on top of everything, okay? And I make sure that I am giving myself a schedule that will benefit me in all the areas of my life. Obviously, school is #1 priority right now, so when registration time comes up, I already know what classes I'm going to take that semester. I already have it mapped out, and when it's time for me to enroll, I'm on the button. I enroll, and so that way I'm able to have the classes that I want at the times that I want. That way I can arrange the other things I need to do in my life around school. I'm really big on flexibility in all areas of my life as well. So because of that, I personally like taking online classes over in-person classes. I just feel like I'm able to do it whenever I want to do it. And it just gives me a lot more free range. Online is not for everyone though, so it just really depends on your learning style. My job is also very flexible when it comes to working and hours and stuff. If I need to take off or something, they'll allow me to take off. I'm able to pretty much make my own schedule at work too. And then I kind of just throw in YouTube and vlogging in between all of that. And YouTube I kind of consider a second job for me, so I make sure to make time to do it. Now during the summer I was working at Nordstrom almost full time, but now during the school year I'm definitely going to be cutting down my hours. I'm probably only going to be working about 4 days a week. And I don't sleep. In order for me to get done everything I need to do every day, I don't sleep much. I really don't. Which is not healthy. But I get done what I need to get done. In college, there's always something you could be working on. And if you have free time, then that means you're probably not doing something that you should be doing. And unfortunately, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice your social life for your schoolwork. That's just how it is. Keep a planner, write down notes, know all of your deadlines, and just keep your priorities in straight. If you can stay on top of everything, you won't have to worry about missing something, and you'll be able to get out more because all of your work will already be done ahead of time. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful to any incoming freshmen or anyone in college stressed out, or anyone, you know, maybe a high school senior that is just worried about going to school. There's a lot of things that you're going to have to adapt to, and there's a lot of things you're going to learn throughout your journey, but just take it all in and enjoy it, honestly. At the end of the day, when you realize the things that you like to do and you're like able to understand yourself and what you like, life just gets easier. And it's okay to not be okay, especially when you're in this weird stage. Like, I feel like 18 to like early 20s is weird because you feel like you need to be doing more than you are, but you don't really need to be doing more than you are. You're probably on the correct path as long as you're staying on top of what you need to be doing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.